Hello, everybody. I just woke up and we are recording episode 14 Patreon. Yippee!
Yippee! Hello, everybody. I had 2 streams today and I'm tired.
Yeah, you're a trooper. 2 streams into recording this. Ooh.
And we recorded yesterday and we're recording tomorrow.
After this stream, I am going live with like a little Warhammer talk with my stream because I want to make sure that they remind me anything I may forget. Sorry, I'm still waking up and I can't have coffee because it's 10 p.m.
I know.
So if I have a coffee, I am, as the children say, cooked.
You're cooked. She's cooking.
Do you say cooked like the children?
Do I say cooked like the children?
Yeah, it's like cooked. Do you say cooked or burned? Like, oh, she's cooked.
I think actually I say I'm boned. I'll be like, guys, I'm in the bone zone.
I like that. You were like taking back the 90s by, it went 2 fists and 2 bones.
2 bones right here in my arms. Actually, not really, because I'm a ghost.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's funny to have a ghost talk about the bone zone.
Yeah. I mean, I just think the bone zone sounds like I think of like, there's like skeleton memes where it's like really edgy and like there's fire. It feels like something that like a biker uncle would wear. And they're just like the bone zone. And so I'm like, yeah, guys, I'm
the bone zone. I like when you make that voice.
The bone zone.
The bone zone. So everyone's going to kind of witness me waking up and you winding down, I think, this podcast.
Yeah, I just had a little bit of coffee. Just a tiny sip. But
I just worry I won't sleep. But I'm excited. We have a really, really tight schedule. And you're also streaming tomorrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so am I. I got, in the year of our Lord, Jesus Christopher in 2024, I got a Maple Story sponsor tomorrow.
Wow, Maple Story. Congratulations.
Thank you. And without going into detail, it was a little bit of a last minute sponsor, which, hey, last minute, full minute, doesn't matter to me. Maple Story.
I used to play Maple Story a little bit.
I played it quite a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And without sounding like one of those uncles from the 90s,
Okay.
I played a cleric. So a lot of leveling up a cleric was fighting horned mushrooms. And everybody called them hornies.
Oh. That sounds...
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
I can't even tell you. I remember playing and being sad I had no one to play with. None of my friends.
Oh, baby.
None of my friends wanted to play. And I think I made like I think I made a friend on there.
Okay, go on. Elaborate.
But like I didn't play for very long because I remember like people you have to drop money for like some of the stuff.
Yeah.
And I couldn't. So my parents wouldn't let me. And so I just was just like, you know what? I give up then. I went back to Gaia Online.
Oh my God. Do you remember what class you had in Maple Story or no?
I don't remember.
Oh, because I think there was like thief, warrior, archer, and mage.
It might have
so
been
I had
mage.
a cleric, which was mage. You leveled up a level 8. You did little spells.
Probably. I don't know. I remember playing, but I'm like, I have no, like, it's all fuzzy. Like, I don't have my glasses on.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Then you went back to Gaia Online. How was that?
Oh my gosh, I loved Gaia Online. I was actually like, I did a lot of role playing on there, and I know.
What kind of role playing?
Anime role playing.
Wait, what is anime role playing? Are you pretending to be like Lelouch Villamperouge?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
But
actually,
go on.
Our thread was like one of the longest in Gaia Online. Like if you it had so many like replies and stuff. Like it was
oh God.
It was hundreds, and I don't even know how many pages. It was like so many pages long. And I was friends with the person that created it. And so like I was basically like
celebrity.
I was basically like the second main character.
Oh, okay. I really want the lore of this one, please.
Well, I'm not gonna go too much into it, but
Go with as much as you feel comfortable.
I would wake up at 5 a.m. to like, and I'm in elementary school. I would wake up at 5 a.m. to role play for like 2 hours before school, and it was serious to me. Like, I would write down notes about like what happened and kind of story elements that I wanted to like continue or things like that. And like I think it really helped with kind of like developing my, I don't know, like my creative writing
creativity.
skills.
I believe it. I believe it.
Because even though I was like basically cosplaying a character, I there was obviously liberties because it's weird because I was the character but not. Like I was my own character, but how do I explain it?
Yeah, but I can completely relate to the whole like writing your character in school time and things like that. Like in school time, you're thinking of how do I advance the plot when I come home and get on the computer. And this is another thing. Okay, I'm sorry for any young people listening. This was the craziest thing about being on the computer back then is
you're young.
If you were doing this in the morning, right? Like you said, 5 a.m. you wake up to do this. During the day, a lot of other young people in your time zone wouldn't be on the computer.
Yeah.
So you could safely come back like to your Neopets or whatever, and then that or RuneScape, and that's when you'll play with other people.
Yeah. I think I don't know. I really think that I was playing with adults and I was not.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Well, but also, it's a forum, so like there's gonna be people from all over the world. I don't know but
I do think that game definitely skewed younger.
Yeah, I think so too. But I made a couple friends on there. And, I mean, I don't talk to them anymore, but like they would be like, "Oh, here's my DeviantArt. Let's DM there." And like there was one girl that I made friends with, and she and I would talk about Danny Phantom and stuff. So, yeah, I mean, it was good because this is like what kept me out of trouble was literally Gaia Online.
I believe it.
Yeah, and I did it.
And then you would be like thinking of your plot and how to advance it, right?
Yeah, and I did this for years. Like, not well, but probably I stopped when I started high school. So I went from 5th grade through high school of role playing.
Oh, because in the States, you guys have, it's a little different.
Yeah.
Because where my flesh woman grew up, you went till 6th grade and then you went from 7th to 11th grade all in one school.
Oh, so.
Yeah. It's a little different in this part of Canada.
Yeah, so I would be 5th grade through 9th grade.
So 5, 6, 7, 8, you'd be at a separate school. Yeah, middle school. Oh my God, that's crazy. Yep. Did you only have one? Okay, so how much did you have one OC, or did you always change OCs? How did you evolve them? I had this thing that sometimes I started an OC and then I started another one. They kind of were my OC, but better. Like I just kept, without realizing it, I wasn't starting a new OC. I was just reskinning what already existed.
You were a one-trick pony. You're just like,
yeah,
that's what you like. That's what you like. You know?
I like what I like. I know what I'm about.
No, I was the same OC the entire time.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I believe that.
And like the thread became like pretty, like I said, it wasn't famous, I guess, on Gaia, but because it was so large and so long, people would come in and be like, what the heck is going on here?
Yeah, this is such a long thread. What's going on? Yeah. Or they'd come in like me. I would just go to random threads and say bump because I wanted the money.
Oh my gosh, I completely forgot about people doing that.
I just wanted money.
Oh my God, bump. Oh my gosh. Bump. I would sometimes leave the thread to go to other places as my OC, but it always didn't, it always felt weird. I felt like it basically in the place that I would role play in, everybody kind of role played in the same way. And so it wasn't like exclusive. Anybody could come and join, but like, people
kind of knew the vibe.
Yeah, people knew the vibe. And I think it's because of the universe of the anime that it took place in. Like you kind of had to know the vibe of the anime.
To kind of, yeah.
And so I would go to another thread that would be like, this is the Kuroneko bar. And I'm like, okay, I'll go hang out at the Kuroneko bar. And like I would go in, it's just like, hey, you want to make out? You want to go into the dark corner and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, whoa, I'm going to go back home. I'm scared.
Yeah. No, I get it. I feel like especially in those places, it can get very easily where people will, hey, let's kiss, let's talk. And you're just like, no, I'm here to role play being a wolf.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I am not here to kiss.
Exactly. And
no.
it always starts with like, sits at the table with my long hair and like sighs deeply. It's like, Wait, so did you do anything? Did you like do any role playing like that? Okay.
I think mine was like, I don't think it was worse. Like I wanted to make a joke and say mine was worse.
Okay.
But I don't think so. So when my flesh woman was like probably 4th, 5th, 6th, I think already growing out of it by 6th grade. Okay, so this is going to be like a little bit of a deep lore.
Okay.
But my flesh woman was like very much a tomboy. We're talking like, I know to you, you're always like, oh, pop culture, you're so normie. Before that, no normie. It was just like a little bit of rock music. Oh my God, if ever like I start getting comfortable showing photos, you just need to understand it was like, there was this shirt that I got as a gift from the Biodome of Montreal.
What is that?
And it had this like, the Biodome is where they keep like bugs and animals. And it's like about like diverse life in the world. Cool. It's usually about bugs and stuff. And she had this shirt with like the skeleton vertebrae of a bug that was lime green.
Uh-huh.
And it was just a black shirt with like a lime green kind of bug skeleton.
Uh-huh.
When I tell you she wore it every day for 3 years. Like almost every day, to the point where like my flesh woman's parents had to kind of like argue with her to wash the shirt.
No. You're valid. I did the same exact thing.
Right? And they wouldn't, and, not again to like get into gender norms, but when, Eastern European family girl, and it's like, okay, well then buy me more shirts like this. I like this like lime green, black, and I liked it because it looked like a skull, right?
Wow.
But it wasn't a skull. But it was like, no, like we're gonna get you dresses in pink, and it's like I like skulls, I like, So anyway, TLDR, we would basically, I guess we kind of role played off of Neopets and like RuneScape mix because it was a lot. One of my friends, I remember they would draw maps, which was really, really cool. Like they would just draw. Kind of like they would just start working on a map of like a village or whatever. And we always kind of, it was kind of a mix. I think now that I'm remembering this, if I remember correctly, I think one of my friend's older siblings actually played D&D.
Okay.
So because of that, I think one of the friends was inspired by D&D, and they kind of were almost dungeon mastering the game for us when we were much, much younger.
Oh, neat.
But basically they, like a lot of it was kind of a make your own adventure. It was a lot of just us, like we would have a little drawn map, but a lot of it was we were just kind of doing theater and pretending.
Okay, so like IRL.
So we did role play IRL. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And like I've like for example, because I tended. That's why like I made the joke about the wolf. It's because when I really liked loops and Neopets, so I would be like a loop hybrid. Listen, we all did this kind of stuff, right?
Yeah,
we all did this. But I agree with you. I think it was really good for my imagination, and it really made me, during the school day, I would think about how to advance the story further, and it would really, really suck because we were kind of a core group that played, like we were maybe like 6, and then some people would play with us for like a day or two. Some people, and sometimes if one of the core 6 wasn't there, we kind of couldn't play.
Oh, yeah.
So it really sucks if one day somebody was sick or maybe somebody had to leave early or anything. And
that would be, yeah, that would be me too. Because like, I would be like, okay, I'm trying to advance this story with like these 3 certain characters or people that I'm role playing with. And like, I'm waking up at 5 a.m., 4 or 5 a.m.
Yeah, to do this.
And if they weren't online, I'd be like, oh.
Why did I do this?
Yeah, I would wake up, I'd watch anime, and because it would still be on Adult Swim, and then I would role play on the computer.
I love that. I think that's really, really fun. Yeah. And I am curious if anybody else kind of had these things as well. Definitely, I think after that, after RuneScape and Neopets, I do. Okay, so I just want to bring back the topic to Gaia a tiny bit because I've talked about this briefly on stream, but I don't think you know about this. So I talked about this to Limes. She was actually one of the moderators in Gaia. I think that's what she had said.
Okay.
Yeah, she was. But okay. I want to be very clear about how I explain this.
Okay.
So there was a scam going around that my friend started.
Your friend started it?
Yeah. We're basically like, my friend and I and a few other people would target big-ish accounts because in Gaia, people bought monthly letters, right? And those letters gave you really cool items.
Oh,
but
yeah,
then
yeah,
a few months in, like a year later, those items would be worth a lot of money.
A ton of money. Oh my gosh.
So-
I remember when one of my role-playing buddies gifted me like the Kiki kitty and I was like, oh my gosh. Are
Is
you
that
in
the one that
love
was
with
on your
me?
head or
Yeah.
the one, which one?
The one that's on your head. The white
And-
one.
Basically, I'll be honest with you, it's been so many years, I don't fully remember how it worked. But my thing is, there are somewhere on the internet a lot of, and let me be clear, fully clothed, there's a lot of these photos of younger me that my friend used to catfish people.
Girl?
Yeah. On Gaia Online to get items, and then they split the money with me. But they would like ask me sometimes to like send photos with like a little sign, you know, those like little ones. So
Oh my God.
Yep. I was a professional criminal on Gaia Online.
Oh my God. Wait, do you know that the economy is broken on Gaia now?
In what way?
Like it is absolutely busted. If you
Like you can't buy anything or everything's cheap?
the inflation is insane.
yeah.
Like
Oh yeah.
things,
Some of those items back then must have been millions because
I
they were
know.
like
No,
5
but
years
I'm
old.
telling
Yeah.
you, like everything, if you go to the marketplace, anything is at least like 50 million, like a bajillion. It's like nothing. The website is basically broken because
Yeah.
it's really bad. But it's like a big
I think it's
thing.
because they were doing limited amount of stuff and certain old stuff will never be reprinted, right? And some of the old stuff is worth so much because it's on so many accounts that are shut down.
Yeah, yeah.
Or on so many accounts that that just will never trade it, right? Because
Yeah.
it's a piece of history. It's a piece of gaming history.
It's I mean, it's I hate to say this, but they're Gaia NFTs.
Yeah.
That's all
Oh
it
my
is.
God.
That's all it is. Yeah.
I remember seeing people's avatars and being like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
You were VTubing before VTubing was VTubing. You know that?
No, maybe this was in my blood then.
Mm-hmm,
Okay. Oh my gosh, sorry. I'm just looking at like
Gaia?
yeah. Well, I found it. There's a whole Twitter or not Twitter, a Reddit thread.
Can you link it?
Called a case of hyperinflation in a virtual economy. I wonder. I feel like people could do like a here I'll where's there it is Patreon. There we go. I linked it. I feel like people could do like legitimate like dissertations on this and like how this happens and you know like it's just so fascinating. There's like a guy.
Gold shops were, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Gold shops for regular items can be bought using gold. Cash shops for primary items can be bought using iCash. A casino, which sells tokens, give bought. Gold is generally interacted, posting in forums, da-da-da-da-da. Emo bag in 2007, 300,000.
Yep.
Early 2013, 440. Okay.
Scroll down just until August of 2014.
Okay. 2014? You mean 2024?
No.
Oh, no, August 2014.
Yeah.
Emo bag. Oh.
So August 2013, it was 4,900 gold. In 2024, it was, what is this? I can't even go up. This is like 11 billion? I can't.
Oh my
Just
God.
a year later, like things have gotten so bad. And like that's everything. People will just like list a tiny thing and it'll be that insanely priced. So it's crazy. It's craziness. I wonder if I could log into my
my
old account. I don't think I remember
God.
stuff anymore.
All virtual economies suffer this problem because they fail to address the issues that arise compared to real life economies. In real life, most people spend their money on things essential for survival: food, warmth, shelter, things they desire, games, cinema, books, and commit to saving for the future. In a virtual economy, it's points, once, and three and moot. Players do not need to worry about their ability to survive by buying things. Oh.
I know, it's so fascinating.
This leaves only point 2 items a person wants. However, unlike real life where these things are finite, there are hundreds upon millions of desirable objects, all competing for ownership. Many virtual economies only have a list of only a few thousand items, which only the most powerful weapons and armor obtain value. Ooh.
Yeah. So interesting.
Oh, it's funny. Okay, they mentioned Puzzle Pirates. Yes! Puzzle Pirates, a game where ships run on rum instead of fuel. Almost no equipment is bought and done. After 30, 60, 90 logging days, any shiny sword or hat you bought will turn to dust. I really like how Puzzle Pirates address that. So you could smith new swords, you could make new clothes, but eventually by wearing those clothes, right, so showing them on your avatar, they would disintegrate. There was even a style of wearing clothes. So whenever your clothes disintegrated, they became rags. Which,
What was the point of getting stuff then?
To look cool, because then, for example, you would get gold clothes, which actually the gold clothes didn't look like rag. Like you'd get black pants, which are really expensive because you made them with Kraken's blood, which you then have to go questing for and all that. But you have to do these naval battles. But anyway, then when your pants would disintegrate, they would become these kind of sexy black rags. So it's kind of a status symbol to be like, oh,
My rags.
I have so much money that my rags, like
Even my rags look
couldn't-
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rags Puzzle Pirates. I just want to show you.
Yeah, I'm not visualizing it very well, I think.
what they looked like, just so you can have an idea of. Oh my god, this is so embarrassing. So like people could get together to make these portraits. So so then like what you would do with the portrait is like so for example, usually a portrait was 15,000 gold. So this portrait that I'm going to show you, having 5 people, would then be 75,000. Each copy of it would be like 5,000, and it was the NFTs. You just put them on your profile, okay?
Okay.
You just put them on your profile and like that's it. Your money goes there.
It's
so
actually
on the left, that's like what a
my God.
that looks. I know.
They look
and
like,
then this is like,
oh my gosh, not Lego people, but there was like
kind of.
there was another brand that was a competitor of Lego. Oh my gosh, I wish I could remember.
So this is like what you look like in game with like your pants. See, like the girl is wearing a crown and everything. Let me show you somebody in rags, because then rags will kind of look like
Show me the rags.
a little
Show me the
sexy, a little sexy.
These Lego people. Wait, what is it called? Like mobile.
Oh my God, I can't find somebody in.
Oh my gosh.
I'm trying to find somebody in rags. Oh well,
Playmobil.
sort of this. Okay, you see in the portrait, there's a girl on the far right holding a potion.
Yes.
Those are rags, but I want to show you what they look like in game, not on a portrait.
Okay.
Hold on. I will.
Yeah, this is like a Playmobil mobile person. They look just like this.
But the thing is, yeah, they really do. While you were playing the game, for example, there was a lot of mini puzzles. So when I was telling you, like, there was a naval battle. So this was what a naval battle looked like. Well, this is actually kind of the Guild Wars.
That sounds
So you're
fun.
getting points with the flags.
Okay.
But you see how you have these little arrows, right?
Yeah,
the
yeah.
right arrow, left arrow. You get these by people going sailing. And as they go sailing, which is a mini puzzle where you have to make like 4s and 3s and combos, you will then get these tokens. So if your sailors suck, you're not getting those tokens.
never heard of
your
this
little
game
gun,
before.
you had to fill up the guns. This is like what a sword fighting puzzle would look like, right? I'll show you. And then it was really cool because you basically have a ship. And when you're doing the big naval battles, you're just with all those people on the ships. Everybody who is a YOLO name was a real person playing.
Wow. Aw, Oinkington is not real.
No, I'm sorry. Oinkington isn't real.
I love these names though. Are these like, did they assign
People
names?
can set the names. People can set the names. Yeah.
everybody-
And you could paint your ship. So, for example, like look at this ship. It's painted pink and pink. And then you put the flowers on the ship like that. You could
Oh, cute.
paint and assign your ships and
It's
stuff.
so funny because these names in the picture are so like, you know, it's like Salty Bill and Silver Shell
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
Eva
yeah,
the
yeah.
Feisty and Sea Ginger. Like they're so like pirate like sounding names. Savvy Pete. I love it. The fact that they chose them is so funny.
But the game was basically the way the game worked. It was a subscription model, so you had to subscribe to play. And then they opened this thing called Doubloon Oceans, where I think you needed 42 doubloons to like basically pay. Basically,
play to play.
You would have to subscribe.
Pay to play.
You would have to subscribe by month to like do the game. But then on a Doubloon Ocean, you could just not subscribe. But then everything would cost doubloons. So instead of just paying $10 or $15 a month, you would then have to pay. Oh, you're going on this, it's 3 doubloons, it's 2 doubloons, it's whatever.
Interesting.
But what had happened is a lot of people left the paid oceans, which is where I was playing. I was playing on a paid ocean called Diamond. No, wait, Diamond was an archipelago. I'm trying to remember. Sorry. I think I could... Midnight. I was playing on an ocean called Midnight. But a lot of people left because why pay $15 a month? If you're good at the game, you can just farm the game for doubloons.
Right.
Because you can just trade your in-game currency for doubloons. But what I would do, okay, hear me out. So at one point, my flesh woman was getting a little older. She was getting a little rebellious. And, you know, it's a lot to ask your parents to buy a subscription, right? Like, it makes sense for them to buy a game one time, but a subscription, they can always threaten you to take the subscription off. And that's what they did.
Right.
Basically, this was like the big drama where I was going to Russian school on the weekends. And then one day I just kind of realized I don't have to go. You know, my flesh mom. By the way, this is not financial legal advice, everybody. If you're listening and you start skipping school because of this,
I'm just not gonna go, and I'm just gonna start a black market in pirate puzzles or whatever.
In puzzle pirate. No, so basically, right? Like on Saturday, my flesh mom would drive me to Russian school, and then I would just leave and go shopping or spend time with friends or go somewhere. I couldn't go home. And then I'd come home at 3 and just, how was school? Good.
Oh my God.
And, you know, I thought I was so smart and slick until maybe three weeks in, they call the parents and they're like, hey, she hasn't been showing up. You know,
like,
are you still sending?
Wait, so you like didn't show up at all for 3 weeks?
I just stopped showing up. Yeah, 'cause I was like, so then they threatened to stop paying for the game, which they did. So I was like, okay, and you know, you don't have a credit card. You're a kid.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? So luckily for me, the doubloon oceans started existing. So I would jump on the doubloon oceans and I was good. I was good at a lot of puzzles, but the best puzzle that I was so good at was called gunning.
Okay.
And the thing that was good about gunning is most puzzles, when the ship was running, you had to do the puzzle. So if you're getting on a boat, you have to do this puzzle for 45 minutes, right? Which is fun, but it does get repetitive.
Okay.
So with gunning, you only have to gun during the fight because it's kind of like high pressure and you have to be good. Even if you make mistakes, you just have to keep going. So I would then basically only ever work when we were in a fight, which isn't that long. And the other time I would chat or do my homework or whichever. And then after the game came out with poker.
Oh no.
And that a lot of people say kind of started ruining the economy because you basically had people making a lot of money that were no longer doing puzzles. And now it was just doing poker. And that's how I learned how to play poker.
No way. That's how you learned how to play poker? Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
On an online puzzle pirate game as a not yet adult.
Oh my God. Wow. I'm going to be honest. I probably only took in about like 45% of that information that you told me about this game.
Hey, get ready for the Warhammer episode tomorrow. It's gonna be even crazier.
I'm gonna need some good visuals. I'm a visual person.
Yeah, that's why I sent you a few of the photos on the
puzzle
on the podcast.
Yeah.
The puzzle pirates. But it was I feel like sometimes I wonder when I look back at games that I played. For example, after Puzzle Pirates, I jumped into Ragnarok Online. It wasn't just playing the game when I played it. It was the social aspect of the game. It really, really was. And I really feel nowadays, I think I found that with streaming.
You know what game I loved playing on like a website or like whatever? Was
Which one?
Cheat on Neopets.
Never heard of this.
It was like
Cheat on Neopets?
Yeah, the game Cheat.
Oh, the card game.
Yeah, I was obsessed with Cheat. My little brain, was just like cheat.
When they make a little frowny face, you're like,
yeah. I liked a lot of the games that Neopets had.
Me too. Oh my goodness. I actually tried getting back into Neopets like maybe 3 months ago.
What? That's recent.
It's
Sorry.
not, it's no. Okay. I hate, maybe Cheat is just as good, but I tried playing some of the games. Like if you remember, there was like, there were so many great
There
games.
were, yeah.
I tried playing them all.
Really?
Try it.
There was
For
another one.
funsies, try visiting Neopets again as a grown adult.
Okay. There was another one too. I think it was. I'm looking at their games now. It was called Cass Basher. I really liked that one too.
Oh, wait. What is it called? I got to Google it.
Cass Basher. KASSBASHER.
Don't remember this one.
And you basically, it was one of those like you.
Oh, I remember this one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was from the little medieval place.
Yeah, and you would basically have to send him flying as far as possible. A lot of these though, I
Cute.
don't recognize. Like I don't think I know Potato Counter existed, but I didn't play it.
Mirka Chase was a pretty popular one. Doubloon Disaster was a pretty popular one.
Yeah,
There was a little ice cream one where you like put the little guy and you collected. You had to avoid ice cream cones.
I told you that I got scammed on Neopets, right?
Tell me.
So I was really into collecting the different avatars, and so I've told this story before on stream, but I was really into collecting the avatars, and I would go through each game and get get the whatever score you needed to get the avatar for that game. And there was one game that
So here are the popular games if you want to take a look after. But go on.
Oh, that's what I'm looking at now. I'm looking at that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm looking at the list. Thank you, though. And the one that I could not get, and hold on. Actually, I'm gonna go through just a little bit because maybe it's not the one that I was just looking at. I think if I see it, I'll know it. Hold on.
Yeah, you'll know exactly which one.
Yeah. Oh gosh, which one was it? Oh my gosh, seeing some of these though is such a throwback.
Right.
Wow. Some of them look
Cheese
like
roller.
so ugly.
I'm telling you, playing some of these games, it was like, oh, okay. It's just
Wow, they
it's
have
just okay.
mahjong though. It's called Kojong.
I saw that. I didn't know. I don't remember the mahjong.
I think that's
probably
newer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I remember the mediocrity wheel.
Yep.
Okay. I'm not seeing it, so I'm pretty sure it was the buzzard game.
I don't know what that is.
Or it was something. I remembered like the jungle background and like the guy's face like that because that's what the avatar looked like. But I could not, for the life of me, get the avatar. I was like, I cannot figure out like how to play it or like skill issue, whatever. And so I was
skill issue Dio. I get that.
I know. I was on the forums one day and I saw someone with the avatar and I was like, oh my gosh, you have the avatar that I have been trying to get for so long. Can you log onto my account and play the game and get it for
me? Baby, I'm so sorry.
And I'm like a little bitty ghost. I'm a little bitty kid. It's like whatever. And they were like, yeah, sure.
And you trust them. Yeah.
And so I gave them my password. And then I went to the mall with my mom. And then I came home and I lost all my painted Neopets. I lost all my paintbrushes. They took everything but like a few omelets. They took everything in my inventory, but they got me the avatar.
Oh, they actually did?
Yes.
Oh.
And I remember like logging into my account and seeing everything gone, and I could still remember like the blood draining from my face and like just the feeling of like
when you realize.
Yeah, when I realized,
wow,
I was like,
they stole.
Oh my God, everything's got all my hard work. And then I went and checked and the avatar was there and I was like, I stopped playing after. And
yeah, I would too.
It was a wake up call for sure. It was like the first hand experience in like internet safety.
People can steal.
Yeah.
Your stuff. Oh man.
No, it's fine. Right now it's like I laugh about it so much, but that's
I would have cried right away.
I'm pretty sure I did cry.
I would have actually cried.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Holy cow.
It's okay. I'm fine. I'm over it. I think it's the funniest thing to laugh at now.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Can you imagine if I was still not over it like all these years later? If I was just like, I hope that person. Actually, no. I do hope that person's having a bad day.
It would be funny too if you know, you kind of have to wonder, are they an adult? Were they an adult when they were doing that?
I know.
I don't think they were like maybe another kid, but like they could have maybe been a teenager.
They could have maybe been a teenager.
So they'd be like, haha, you suck. Hee 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 hee.
Yeah, I'm gonna take this kid's everything that they're worth, you know.
Yeah, like you know, when you're a teen, you also like don't really have that empathy because you're just like, loser. I just took this kid's stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
There's probably some kid that thinks they're so cool because they're a teenager on Neopets. Like they're like I'm so much more like.
Look at me being good at these puzzles.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like some kid that doesn't have the dexterity to do it. They're just like, yoink. Yeah, I didn't.
Honestly, oh sorry.
No, go ahead.
I had gotten like this random mobile game a little while back, just a really random one.
Is it the one that you wouldn't stop playing in Japan?
No, it was like a different one ages ago, and I remember like I spent like $40, and then like there was a leaderboard, and I got on like the top of the leaderboard.
Wow.
I was like, oh man, I hope these kids feel bad.
This was months ago, and you're feeling like this?
I had a little thought of like, haha, I have money to spend. I spent $40 on this stupid game. Pay to win, pay to win, pay to win.
Yeah, that's it.
It was something stupid. Like it was like a beginner's pack and it gave me like a really cool sword and stuff. And I was like, haha, I am breezing through the main content. Haha. It's so dumb.
Oh my God.
I deserve bad things in my life.
It's too recent for you. Wow. Wow. This is
Again, just so we're clear, it was a little bit of a thought, but like it was definitely there.
You want to say what the game was?
I genuinely do not remember.
Oh, okay. Wow. So you
like I would have to go through my downloads.
And you don't even remember what it's called.
Yep. I always tell myself if I spend money on a game, I will quit it.
Really?
It's just how it works. Yep.
Interesting.
It's because eventually those mobile games, they become too addictive. And as you said, right, when I was in Japan, I spent all my time playing a stupid match game as well, by the way, y'all.
Yep.
I was like matching little monsters to go fight. No, I cannot spend my time matching little monsters. It's funny in Japan when I have COVID and I'm sick and I have nothing to do all day. But once I'm home and it's like, hey, mama's got to work. You know,
I find time to still play my oh my gosh, I almost said Sudoku, my Picross games and stuff. So skill issue.
But I'm definitely like, I have an addictive personality.
Oh yeah.
I can't just like, I will be playing the game for, I have that where I will play something until I hate it and then I don't touch it again. I have this with so many games that I just never even touch again.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What was I going to ask you? Do you any games like that you remember that you played so much of and now you just don't want to look at?
I don't think so because I can't think of anything that I've played to that extent, you know?
Ooh.
Not that I can.
Yeah, we talked about it before the podcast started, but I was like, oh, just go through your Steam games where you have like 800 hours and more. And you're like, I don't got that many.
Yeah, I don't, you know, I'm really someone who like, you know, I say I'm a variety streamer, but I'm also just a variety person. Like I cannot have the same thing twice in a row. Like I can't eat the same thing twice in a row.
Okay, Miss Grape Jelly.
That's different.
Okay, Miss, I get the same exact vitamins from
no.
What is it called?
I mean like a meal, not like the jelly I get because it's vitamins. Like that's just me. That's me taking my vitamins. It's different. It's different. It's not a meal.
Okay.
But, you know, if I'm like, I had spaghetti today, I can't have spaghetti tomorrow.
Okay. Out of every food that you named, that's the food that you went to name. The food that you had every single day in Japan. You did that on purpose, didn't you?
I had no choice, okay? We were sick.
I still remember she had the spaghetti and it was like a little garlicky.
Yeah, it said garlic spaghetti and then I opened it up and I was like, wow.
At one point, I was like, "Oh, it's not that bad." Like, I remember she opened it; it was so garlicky. And then the next day, I was like, "Oh, I guess I am getting sick because I can't smell your spaghetti." She's like, "No, Mata, I haven't opened it. What you're smelling is like
It's the
I took it out." Yeah, she's like, "I took it out closed from the fridge." You're like, and then she opened it. I was like, "Oh." And again, don't get me wrong, I love garlic.
It was
but
just, we should have opened the
garlic.
window. Yeah, I didn't think about it until.
Oh my
later,
God.
Yeah.
I definitely have a lot of these games that I don't play anymore because I love playing a game until I hate it. And then I almost never touch it again. It's very, very rare. So there was this game called Battle Brothers. Never play it anymore, but I'll watch people play it. I do not. Also, a lot of games get updates. And as they get new updates, I just don't want to relearn the game.
I get that 100%. You know, I know some people are just like, oh, it's a new innovative way to play the game. And I'm like, no, I want to be comfortable and I want to just do the same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah, I want to get the dopamine gameplay loop, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of my thing with RimWorld, where don't get me wrong, RimWorld is amazing and I love it. And like obviously the core gameplay is still kind of the same, but I just have to learn. I basically stopped after Ideologies came out because I was like, I'm not learning all of this. It changes the whole game. And now there's like, just so we're clear, now there's also like cloning in the game and there's anomalies and there's everything. And it's just, I'm lazy. I don't want to relearn
I guess
this.
it is a laziness thing, isn't it? Because yeah, it is just like, I don't know. I watch a guy that plays a lot of Phasmophobia and he like knows the ins and outs of the game like crazy. And you know,
Is it Angry Pug?
no.
Okay.
But he, you know, as the game, you know, has had more updates, like they've updated the type like they'll say like, oh, you back in the past like a revenant used to do this, now it does this. And I'm just like, if I were to play the game, my brain would still be back when I first played it. I'm like, I don't want to relearn what all the ghosts do again now.
Yeah, like, what everybody does and how it works. Yep.
So I'm just kind of like, I'm good.
I get you. I feel like there's like that. There's this game I played called Oxygen Not Included, which was in early access forever. And now finally, I think it's finally getting out of early access, but the game has changed a million times. And I've tried to relearn it a million times as well. But I don't.
I want to know.
I really like trying new stuff.
I want to know what people's thoughts are on this. I feel like it could be pretty divisive. Like you and I have the same thought, but like I said, there are probably people who are just like, no, I love when my favorite game gets an update and I have to relearn everything. Like to us, it sounds just exhausting. Like we're just like, what?
Yeah, because for example, there's a game called Slay the Spire. I have 900 hours in this game. Here, let me give y'all the little proof. And before you guys start shaming me for my achievements, I stopped playing when the game came out with a fourth character, the Watcher. So I don't have any of the Watcher achievements. Screw you.
Okay. Wow.
But yeah.
Enemies.
Out of thin air, nobody's saying anything, and I'm like, yeah, get F. Yeah. How dare you say these things about me? But basically, Slay the Spire was in early access forever, and they had the Ironclad, and then they had the Silent, and then they released the little robot. What was his name? I forgot. Silent. No, I forget. But then they released another class, and I just haven't played since they released the game again fully. But one of the things that I love, so because I play games on stream sometimes, what I love is sometimes I'll have like 30 minutes to kill. So I will boot up a game. For example, it used to be Slay the Spire, right?
Yeah.
Because you can easily do a run fairly quickly if you know what you're doing. You're not doing it on stream, so you kind of don't have to say out loud what you're doing.
Yeah.
A game like that. Or lately, it's been a game that I do not have 1,300 hours in this game. It's just that sometimes I leave the game running, okay? It's called Atomic Crops. You just like plant little crops and then you grow them and then you fight everything. It's basically like a bullet hell, but like it has a slight farming thing to it.
Okay, interesting.
I just load up a game. Sometimes I don't even finish it. It's just I'll load up a game for the dopamine while I am in between meetings, or I know that I have like 20 minutes of downtime, but I don't want to play something long. That's how I do it.
Yeah, I think I do that with like Bloons.
Yeah.
It's a game that I could play for
I'm not
a
surprised.
really long time, but also it just it's just I can make it as short or as long as I want it to be, and it's just like I need.
Do you get into the problem of always using the same monkeys?
Yes.
I try really hard not to use the same monkeys, but it's just
too.
if it works, it works, man.
It works. I'm so close to getting to like level 200.
What are you gonna do?
Well, I've been like training
When you hit it.
some of my other monkeys, like the ones that I don't use very often. I've been trying to train them to level them up.
Oh, like the mortar monkey?
Yeah, I just don't use
Come
it
on,
very
girl.
much.
Nobody's using the mortar monkey.
people use
And before all the comments like mortar monkey is actually the most OP monkey in the game. You girls are just dumb. Yeah, good for you.
We're silly girls.
I like my boomerang monkey, okay?
Yeah, Boomerang Monkey's good. I like him. I've been training him more. And I'm at the point where I have some of the monkeys where it's just like I need a million experience so that
Yeah, for like their final level, right?
Yeah. So I'm working on that.
That's new that they added that. I only saw that after I re-downloaded the game recently.
But I think Bloons is a good example of like how the game has changed, but also hasn't changed very much. You know, like I can imagine Bloons, like the Bloons that I play, I can imagine it being very similar to like Bloons 5 years ago. Would you agree?
It's the same game.
Yeah.
It's the same exact game.
They add new monkeys, but like the concept is still very similar. So I think that's.
I feel like they barely added any. They add new heroes, right? I don't think they add like new.
They do have a new
monkeys.
monkey that is they like train dinosaurs and stuff.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Train dinosaurs. Interesting.
So I think that's probably, when I say
you must love that one. But go on. Sorry.
when I say that like when they change a game to where I have to relearn everything, I think that's when I'm like, okay, this doesn't feel like the same game anymore. Obviously with Bloons they add like new stuff, but it's the same core gameplay.
Yeah.
So it makes it.
And even though they'll change a map, it still is a Bloons map.
Yeah.
It feels like a Bloons map. It's just
yeah. So, I guess that helps clarify it a little bit because some people might be like, you guys are just lazy. You just don't want to relearn the game. But like, also, yeah, I liked the game that I played and then they changed it. I don't think it's wrong for me to want to be like, or for me to be like, it's kind of a hassle to relearn it, I think. I don't know. I feel justified.
I think we're people. I think we're very much in the clear, but I also understand the argument against us, where it's I have played this game so many times. I want something new. Why a lot of games come out with DLCs or expansions or anything like that is in order to entice the old. Like RimWorld as a game is amazing, but the reason it stayed popular and a cult classic for years isn't because, just the core gameplay loop is that good. It is. But the reason it stayed so popular is because they have come out with so many incredible DLCs, royalty DLC, anomaly DLC, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, which then puts the game back into everyone's radar.
Yeah.
The old players want to revisit it. The new players rediscover it. It's just for me, I don't want to learn it again.
Yeah.
I don't want to learn the new game again.
I wish I understand why they can't just create a whole new game because, everything about that is difficult. But
also, they want to keep selling their main game.
exactly.
Right? They just want to add like a little new stuff into it.
Yeah. But for me, I'm just like, why couldn't you just make another game so that I could keep my comfort game or something, But
Which, by the way, everybody, something you could do is you could do what I did for a while with RimWorld, where I just disabled any of the new DLCs. So I just kind of played the core base game. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how I feel. I was gonna say with Pokemon, but it's actually a little bit different. Like Pokemon is still in its core the same thing. It's just a little different.
I'm going to say something that makes me sound so old. Now, when I look at Pokemon, I have no idea what their types are.
I know.
It used to be, when you're younger, you're like, red means he's going to be good against water.
Yeah.
Now, these Pokemon are like, he's a surprise steel and this and this. I'm like,
it's a steel fairy. And I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, like, how was I supposed to know? He's a little rock.
I know.
What do you mean?
I know. Maybe that is kind of where I'm just like, gosh, the new Pokemon, like, it's so... it's just like they're poison bug, they're this and that, and I'm just like, rock beats scissors, does paper beats rock?
So this must mean.
So, does that mean, Matara? Is it just that my brain is too small?
I think we're getting old. I'm sure the kids look at the Pokemon and they know exactly, but I think
you're
we're just
right.
getting old.
No, I think it's that. I don't think it's an old thing because there are definitely older people that also do. I mean, we probably sound old in that it's just like the new.
Back in
Yeah,
my
back in
day,
my
there was
day.
151
The DLC,
Pokemon and it was so easy.
We probably sound old, but I think it's more like my priorities have shifted. So I'm focusing on other things, and I'm like, oh, I don't have time. If what was really into Pokemon, like I was super dedicated to it. Of course, I think I could learn everything, but I'm not, and I only know what I know from the past. So I know what I know, and I will continue to know that. That's it.
Oh, good times. Let us know for you all too. Do you agree with us here with the video game thing? Do you disagree? What are some games like that you were playing? What kind of role playing were you doing?
Yeah.
And also,
Also,
what was the other thing I wanted to ask? Did you get scammed in games, or did you scam people in games?
I know I was the scammy and you were the scammer. I can't believe it.
I wasn't actively. I just took the pictures.
You just participated.
Yeah, because in my case, right, it was great money.
So they did pay you, like real money or in-game money?
Yeah. Basically, from what I understood, this is the weird part. So I don't know if my friend, because my friend so you have to remember my concept of gay, straight, bi was a little bit different, 25 years ago. So they were like, oh yeah, I just send these pictures to boys and girls. And I remember being like, why would girls want these?
Oh.
And it was like me being like, oh, I love you. With like I would write on a piece of paper like their username and like I love you and then and just so we're clear, I was, it was not naked. It was nothing like that.
Wow.
And then they just like asked them for money, or I guess sometimes like basically like they would, from what I understand, they would like flirt with them and like basically like pretend to be their girlfriend online. And then eventually they would get items gifted. And then when they sell the items, we would split it because eventually they would have to keep asking me for photos.
Oh my gosh, you could have been on that show Catfish.
I could have. But the reason I talk about this story is because like in some part of my soul, I'm always like, what if these photos come out one day? Again, it's nothing bad. It's just me like doing, the MySpace face with like holding a sign that's like, I love my girlfriend. And then like just a random like cutie girl 4269,
Oh my God, your digital footprint is
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm excited.
I'm excited. You were probably some person's MySpace queen. You were just like, gosh, I want to be like them. They're so cool. Look at that.
Except I dressed in like business casual at like a very young age.
Oh.
Yeah, it was the business casual years, my loves.
Oh no. That's cool too. That was like Gossip Girl, right? Gossip Girl had that business casual.
Pre.
Yeah. I think.
Good times. Thank you for this. And I record with you again tomorrow. So
yeah.
I'm going to take care of my voice because you also have to take care of your voice.
I think it's so funny that we were like, we're going to talk about this. And then totally got on the tangent of Puzzle Pirates and Neopets and Gaia Online.
It was very similar. I said we should talk about what games we have a lot of hours in.
Oh, well.
But we did.
Yeah,
we talked about
That's true.
Gaia Online and Puzzle Pirates and Neopets, which we'd had a lot of hours in.
Yes, we did.
See?
Cool.
We were actually completely on topic.
Yeah. Never mind. You're so right.
Thank you for watching,
Thanks
everybody.
for watching, everybody. Thank you for being so patient with us with the Patreon episodes. I have a solo one that will be coming out hopefully this week. So if you guys...
So you'll get caught up, and then mine will be coming right after. So you'll get the 2 extra Patreon episodes. They just won't be together. They'll be separate.
Yeah.
But you'll get them.
You'll get them. So sorry that we're
You'll get them.
behind 2 episodes, but they will be out soon. Yes.
Yay. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.